marache ni po beberu buguru Muhozi. Enu wel Museveni umetegi no karma food pia Muhozi udonyo kom ma food pia parliament manyen udonyo. Manyuti NRM machon mau yeru gini weng gen weng kibilwero gyoko. All the NRM who voted for the sovereignty bill are going to be eliminated. Like Joel said, these people think that when the rain falls, it doesn't fall on them as well. But this is the time to pay up. After the NRM passing the sovereignty bill, they are going to be eliminated because Museveni does not want those tainted hands in the new parliament because they are witnesses to the passing of the sovereignty bill. You reap what you sow. Next thing. Museveni and Muhozi said whether the sovereignty bill passed or not, because it still has to be signed by Museveni, they are going to use it to the T. Go watch it bill and kare no kare nini po kare giti kare do teach wang magu ti you kare ki yo ma bill and geno choyo kare ni wang magu kare teach. Muhozi ordered helicopters to fly at roof points in all regions to threaten Ugandans until swearing-in day. So Muhozi has ordered airplanes to fly low. Those military airplanes, as loud as they are going to be coming low to the house and back up. The next one will come as low, back up, and like that. Just to create fear amongst Ugandans to keep them locked up in homes. Muhozi wachi dege pamoñ enini. O ordering ni dege chakati wako makun dege tuk la ping kuma ini chok wiyata dano. Unu ngeo kila dege ni long kere. Dege bo woki choki wiyat ni zi mukana biyo ni ma wi dano bo bare, ma dano bo beru luo, dano bo gungi at, peti karo wako. Man eni mei ni na diye ni mano gano bo biyo ka swearing. Dano bo beri tuan lira dada. Peki miru dano karwa wako ka lolo ni ngoti timeni. Pobe timu. Dege yani da winyo chakeo. Ube mete. Pian Muhozi wai miero wako gene. Okay. You are also going to see war machines and masked officers starting tomorrow in all populated towns. Ineno. So lumondo muchako nen unen lumoñ ma oberi karme election mano ke rugo wan ke rugo mask ko ni we chake dire go be bero ko ka weng di Kampala Kenya. Starting tomorrow there will be military ammunitions all over in major towns, all over major towns, and masked men. Those masked soldiers are from different countries. Muhozi does not have Ugandan soldiers policing this time because they don't trust Ugandan soldiers because they have the heart for the people. So the new soldiers who have been imported, the mercenaries imported from other countries, Central African Republic and all of that, are going to wear masks. It is going to be January 15th, 2026, all over again. Joma ya ro mask ma goyo dano goyo wa nekoni gudugo ko giti Uganda dong M23 gi Central African lumongi joma Tanzania suluhu gi kacha jo aki Kenya podo bi neno papata da pobi ne ni nga ene ber dak ni ningi dan weng lumonyi weng ro mask. So starting tomorrow they will all be wearing masks because they're foreign militia, including M23, who are going to be operating and causing fear in Kampala, in Uganda. Okay. In the next parliament, Mpuga will be coming back. Kasuku will be in the next cabinet. It'll be a surprise, but like I said, they're trying to create a PLU government going forward. No longer NRM, it is a PLU government. Ineno. Chake, kache donguti yako en swearing in enini. Gamente madong ubemeta nyim, gamente makeluoni PLU, pedong weko NRM ba. Joma puti NRM guku otogi, pian gonguti mutima ranyoko, dong peke meroge kanena tata. And jo chalo mpuga gini. Mpuga wunu ngeni ti uberu MP me masaka. Uberi noob. Ento uberu karno gine. Uberu spy. Make Museveni ngu kare noob. Wagwero tere ki noob adeda. So kuberi chawa ni. Noob. Gine. Mpuga. Kasuku en kasuku lori gine. Social media ni. Kasuku don kibi gine. Kibi miyu cabinet minister. Chalo kitake kere balam. Mapo kwano mapepenge waticheni. Kibiker mer dan body feel atata pian. After all, la dit gi me PL uni betuano bank chat. So no do rata dong mabedo. Peki miero dan matime nigi chaye muhozi unyomo kwano loy muhozi. Kibichoko en jo adong kongi peni. Kaki delu gi chokere. Wek no en no dor gi ubed yot. So kasuku gi boberi yeko no. Okay. They are regretting killing Tamale Mirundi and Dr. Ichuli. You guys remember Ichuli and Tamale Mirundi because they have failed to capture the media like they used to with Tamale Mirundi and Ichuli. They said that they should have just arrested them and kept them in prisons for a while, then released them when they needed to. So they're regretting having lost Ichuli and Tamale Mirundi. You guys know who Tamale Mirundi is. They've said that the ones who are now here, like Bajo failed, Gashumba is a failure, Tamale Mirundi Jr. is a failure. They really don't have a spokesperson anymore on social media, except there's a lady who Rachel Kawala, they're saying that she's doing well, but not that great either. Okay? So gitika wachi gitika parto padana rio achel makiluoni Tamale Mirundi, mukene makiluoni Dr. Ichuli. Dr. Ichuli no young beru spokesperson pa NRM no T social media did that. So man gitamani ginani social media do dongo no one jo menu were dominating social media. One no wati ye maraji komgamenta did that. Ginoni konene no giwek Mirundi, Tamale Mirundi unyo no Dr. Ichuli oligitwe gi kong gitime ket giatata en no girom tich ket gi kar mano gimier man ko beri chawani ginoni social media pegiti ye matek kita yigi no mero kedini eno diago mani nye Rachel Kawala ena eti ye matika yele la kermani eno benepeti mabe wai Gashumba gidong weng utok chat ken Gashumba Bajo mono tich ma gen penge wa tich gine pegiti a team teach social media mabe. Okay. Media stations to be blocked from broadcasting live swearing in. So the swearing in ceremony is going to be, if it happens while Museveni is at home, it will be minimally live streamed, only what they want to be shown. But if Museveni is at Kololo, there will be no media allowed to stream live that event. The only people who will be who will be recording the event will be SFC people dressed as media people. And they will capture the video or whatever, take it and doctor it, and then distribute it to the media the way they want it. So they'll only show what they want. That means if anybody goes to Kololo and tries to take a video, you are dead. Any media house that is going to try to take pictures or videos or live stream at Kololo is forbidden. They want to control the narrative. They want to only share what they will feel like is worth sharing. So SFC will capture what they capture, go back and doctor it, then share it in the media, and then it will go out to international media. So it may take a while before we see what needs to be seen, unless they edit it live from, Kololo or whatever, somewhere on scene. Okay? So media stations are not welcome to go and record or live stream that event. The world will not see it happening right away. So the best thing for new members of parliament, I'm going to say this because this is going to save your life. This is going to not give Museveni legitimacy. This is going to keep you strong. I saw Member of Parliament Shamim Malende is back in town for the ceremony. Noop members of parliament, please do not go to swear in. Because after all, who are you swearing in as? Because your president is not going to give Museveni the legitimacy as a winner of the election. So give Museveni a run for his money. If you don't swear in, Museveni has no opposition and there's no government. So kileba chule wachi joma bugina journalist peke bi yegi mecher kololo kama ko video menu to live kita Museveni buberu ka swearing in kere eno ka Museveni utimo ki zoom mati gange kacha gwake bitimo la kiramani kenyu piano ki bot gi kunu no Janet good gugor ki choma la kiramani kenyu no nene wai down ma no tingo choke Museveni eno ka ki kololo ki kwer ni journalist mo can pop a video mo can jo mo ba ma video ne buberu jo SFC no guru kai wai SFC no guru kai wai journalist no guru kai rea go gina ke kena bu ki biye ga ma video manyuri in ke chero ki chimia ta chi to in gina media house money ke timeni we ter chero kunu chi biye peki biye media mo can me live streaming ki bi wachi gina ke kena give ma video kagi chero gi yubo video en niko kita igo mero gwak gi ket chala Janet ki ngol gi ket le tim la kirman kenyu ka dongu bi kelu pod media house dongi chwale wai okay Mega FM undo nyut gineni o nyo Mega TV or whatever mundo nyut NTV do nyut video ni kuman u lok bana kuman pe kita iwo mero piana da pa gini enini pere. There's no truth to this. That is why they want to control the narrative. Okay? Gin mukene ma ki pera tagadeda MPs panu po ye me cherka swearing in. Pien ka cherka swearing in. No tiga wachi Museveni loy kuyeda. No loke diara for me bedong udegi. Uye oni file man ma dir ma kibi kele mano kibi kero mera karata tatani. And I don't come lock. Utika ye ni wunu cha den wunu neno file and do ye ben ni for me ti file leguni. Gin mukene member of parliament panu kari ningo kibi kwanyu wo weng ki komu manyu ni keri swearing in kibi kwanyu wo ki komu pien Museveni gimero kero jogi I komu ni gin moro mutimne yana kwer cherka swearing in no pien ka kwero no gamente pa Museveni uchungkiti ana chel pien gamente miero chungkiti ana rio miero bed ki opposition doko bed bana ki government manyu rika unu kwer chero no goyo wenyario ki gwen chel wenyario ki gwen chel we don't timbalewe. So kill two birds with one stone. Do not swear in. You do not give Museveni legitimacy. You also stand a chance of remaining member of parliament of the region where you came from and were duly elected. Because if you swear in, you will not hold that position. Not. Absolutely not. So, in any case, just don't. It serves you and it serves the purpose of what you stand for. Because what's the point of you swearing in and 5 days later you're dead? What's that? Because they want you dead and they want you off that seat, which will happen. Lastly, Maiga was sent by Museveni to cause false hope in Buganda by talking about things like political prisoners and their release and asking Museveni, how come what this is happening? All along, Maiga has been quiet. The children of Buganda, in fact, there's a gentleman who when was arrested, he said, Maiga Katikiro, help me. Why don't you do something? But Maiga has never come out to criticize Museveni for what he's doing to the children of Buganda. I say Buganda not because it's only in Buganda. I know this is happening everywhere. But particularly regarding Maiga, because Maiga is from Buganda. Under his nose, Buganda children have been killed. Chibalama is from Buganda. Chibalama disappeared. Chibalama's wife was killed. Chibalama's children are just there without a parent. Among us, Eddie Mutwe from Buganda. Eddie Mutwe actually goes to a Catholic church where there are videos of Eddie Mutwe going to a Catholic church. Not the church, not Katikiro has ever come up to say anything. Now Katikiro comes up to say something. Do you believe him? That is a script straight from Museveni because Museveni wants a cool Uganda for the swearing-in ceremony. He wants Ugandans to have a cool head so he can successfully go and do this and then go and retire and leave this thing to his son to kill Ugandans as much as he wishes to. So, National Unity Platform, I'm begging you, members of parliament, do not swear in. Actually, one on ni la tela mo ke ken ma aki gene cultural leader mo ke no a biro kate wai u John ne gamente pingo temo lutini maraj kuman pingo wono bulu kuman lani on cha gulu kenyu ki karote office pa gulo ko Bobby Wine biro gulu kenyu ben pegi yeni uchung kama wono winyu ngare mo kate ki lok mo ke ken Pien Museveni no twe dog yo chene no romudano ko mutoka no romudano ko Johnny T payroll million a pa kati jui bodlo tela cultural leaders ni adaba pegi romu kati kaloku gimoke ken makonyo Ugandans pay no pien ki cholo dogyo kichente so don't Ugandans kano ngeyo kitu tekede ineno Moses ki Bible ikarma Moses ungeyo ni en kara en pe beru latena fero unyo latena nyapa fero teke kwele Moses jalwe ini beru latin pa John me tiko foto gide chengi de woni ba Moses why Moses tek winyu ni en kara eni beru latin Israeli kuni luere Israeli meru cheko keko Moses u a oki Egypt pira kene ko chero ko kamukene uchero kanyo jutugi o wa de dine ni wonu nera kacha atimu hukuman po waji mo tek Moses ngeyu gina eni beru. And I tell you what you want Ugandans, if you know who you are, take Moses ngeni and Latin Israeli. Moses uduki fero, we fero pebi will. Ruba wajuki Moses ni cheritim kuman Moses uduki fero, Moses umero tia kujopa fero ki Egypt. Eno waka wachi ni kache ngeu ginma initie anangene ni anangari monini. Angeben ni an la tempa ngare monini tije mogo mana 12 tem ne tije mogo man pat ento Ugandans ngeyu realize ni wonu tie wona ye wegi gang Uganda wona ye wegi lobo chakki kenyu kade meta nyim in ma ini luet gang kenyu ni mirate mening Ugandans, I'm saying that when Moses realized that he was not the child of the daughter of the Pharaoh, and somebody told him and said, Moses, do you know that you are killing your own people? That you are actually not the child of the daughter of the Pharaoh? Moses said, you what? As soon as Moses knew who he was, he took action in the right direction. So that's what I'm saying, Ugandans. Know who you are and take action. That is your land. Take action. These people fear you. But until you know who you are going to think they are special. They're not. Know who you are. When Moses knew who he was, he left, reorganized himself, came back and gave Pharaoh hell, but got his people out of there. Moses was blessed to go and get his people out of there after knowing who he was, that he was an Israelite, that he was suffering, that he was punishing his people. When he came back to the camp, the other side of the camp. You Ugandans who are working for the Musevenis, you are not them. If you know who you are, then you come to the right side and position and you do what is necessary. You will be able to do what's right if you know who you are. But if some of you, like the generals, you are behaving like you're Mnyarwanda, you can never be in the right direction. I'm telling you. Know who you are. Say, I am a child of this soil. I must protect it, and I will do it. It'll take a little bit. These people hope that you never know who you are. That you remain dummies. You don't know who you are. So they can plow you down the way they want. It's actually getting dark. But I want you to know that you have the power. It doesn't have to be Bobby Wine coming down to do this. Every one of you is a Bobby Wine. I am a Bobby Wine, full throttle. Kano angeni ana beru ngati money. Kamana tiye. Ka angeu ngata ana tiye an latena ngati money. Tero na kama tiye no angeo. Jo mugo matia tiji gamente magin tamni gende beru nyarwanda ni. Pien giri tika tiji John tika chambot John ni. Mono wenga line pien cha meneku upewa kigene option. Kineku kita yigo mero. Pingo ponge gina wunutie. Wa okibot jo chane chale Moses. Moses okibot feroge. Odugu diba kama en mere beri ye. Kado timu John kita en ngeyo kede. Moses amedi kwanyo John ki Israel. Ki Egypt. So know who you are. Identity number one. The rest will fall into place. Some of you are in high places. You are empowered. You have things that can be used. You have ideas. But you think you are Randis. Next thing we know, we are crying about your demise. Oh, this guy was so powerful. This person was so this and that. Well, too late. Spilled milk. You who are in places, do something. You, the Anita Mongs, is coming for you. Anita Mong, when it's time for you to die, you will have no opinion. You'll be gone. It takes a second for them to say Anita Mong must go. After you've passed the sovereignty bill, you've harassed Ugandans. Anita Mong, you are not Rwandese, but you have passed the sovereignty bill with a lot of sarcasm, calling Joel Senyonyi, my brother this, my brother Last Supper. Oh, Last Supper, you will not even have a Last Supper. When the time comes, Anita Mong will not have supper. I'll leave you with that. It's getting dark. I better get home. I love you so much. I love you so much. Let's do what we can. Okay? Take good care. I'll be back tomorrow. I know that it's going to be critical until the 15th and afterwards. I will try to come every day. I like doing this, the English and Acholi. Luti and Acholi, unge ngo ma wunutie ba. Ube chalu Moses me Bible. Nge ngo ma initie in Latin Acholi my team monyi. Nge ni in Latin Acholi paper Rwandese. Igoy lu jo Uganda pingo. Initi kiki money my ticket. Anita Mong and awachi puru utemobile no tematata we. Oko obera bokoreni koni jo nup do to money we. Ikare man muhoze bo wai kinega Anita Mong pope jam Last Supper money man watch ke Joel Senyonyi ni Last Supper ni. En pope jam supper. Wunu ko nen lokane bo por ka doga. But amaru wadeda uben mabe waka chet gang. Amaru makonyepe. I love you very, very much. You take care. Bye-bye. Hello. Hi everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome. Today is May the 6th, 2026. My name is Lady Winnie. I may want to mix in actually a little bit here and there. Amor Wunduchu. Anya Lady Winnie. Tina Tamani ko do kong dare work wanyak lock mugumanok here sharing security a lot mugumanok. So I'm here. I'm going to mix Acholi and English. I feel like I can do both and get it done so that both languages can benefit, because what I have to share today is very critical. Lok matini lokapira tagadida, and it has to do with especially Museveni swearing in, the risks involved for Ugandans and National Unity Platform. Lokma kelo enini lokapira tak madokikom nina di money ma Museveni dong mirti bini itim swearing in where gina kwaro nup gibane joma Uganda juma kwaro lokma kwaro president Chagulanyi Center muki National Unity Platform. So what I'm going to share today is inside information, very, 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 very high security profile information that has come from quite in there with the Museveni's camp. It's very important. I've decided to interlude Acholi and English somehow, just weave it in together so that we can both get value off it right away when the time, as important, essence of time. So atam ne akel lok te wen ka chel kile mono wek ke pian lok ke mugo pier te kadida pamete karo kat malach manongo pia loko winye wako kuno. So welcome to my platform today. My name is Lady Winnie. I am here because I was born and raised in Uganda. I love Uganda very much. I want to do everything as part of the struggle for transition into a free country for Ugandans, not the captured country for Rwandese at the moment. So genuke la kanyi pian an latien acholi latien Uganda dok an aberu wako I America kumbedi chawani ento chwinya kima mati Uganda teradida. So very, very, very strong. Lokmana kelutine uberu lokma ma jo pa Museveni gitika lokone magitika nyamone tim ma do magimeta gitimi kom dano ma jo ma ti annually me Uganda ki jo ma ti National Unity Platform ki jo ma ti NUP MPs pa NUP. So this has to do with the MPs of NUP, National Unity Platform, the President, His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, obviously indigenous Ugandans, born and raised Ugandans. First of all, they are celebrating like no other the passing of the sovereignty bill. Okay, they feel like with the sovereignty bill they are going to be able to stifle NUP completely. Kyagulanyi Ssentamu will lose all his wealth. NUP members will have no stand. NUP members, MPs will not succeed as MPs. A seriously planned re-election for every region where there's a NUP member of parliament, eventually failing and shutting down and crushing National Unity Platform completely. So kileba choli awachi kopedichane lokmati kelni lokapera teradida majo me jo pa Museveni gitika lokone ki plan madom marraja dida plan gidong gigi yoma dida ni bill makiloni sovereignty bill do karoko bien ginani ki bill en karepa bill en dong go biramo kwanyi lonyo pa Kyagulanyi Ssentamu ako Bobby Wine lonyo ne weng dong ki bi mayo jo me National Unity Platform MPs mokarni weng ki bi ker by election kama gitiye pego be chung pego be kar pego karigo swearing in go be beru kalanya court ma pego be chung kama go kariye kui gena mo kana edong ginano ni eni dong kita dong bile no karni dong go be nano yo me ronyo annually me Uganda dong me agiki me nano ni dong getiego gyogo lazima ma dong kor do be beru peni dok bena go be kelu jogi dong me donyo kama gimeta go donyo ye pati ma keloni NUP go be nyano go be crashing party men NUP or pedo be nano NUP gimo ke kana Uganda on plan giba, you know, that is their plan. In the last parliamentary sitting where the sovereignty bill was being passed, Speaker Anita Mong mentioned something to the effect of to Joel and the NUP National Unity Platform members of Parliament, saying, you know, it's the Last Supper. And Joel said, what do you mean by that? And she did not add anything to it. So hello, Jonah, good to see you. Lydia, good to see you. Joanne, so good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Carolyn, thank you for being here. You guys, I appreciate you coming to be with me while I do this. Just a side note, before I started doing this and I would listen and watch and see all these things, I was telling somebody else, my heart kept pulling its strings every day and saying, you have to do something. You must do something. Come on and do something. Maybe speak, maybe do whatever you can. And every time I would promise myself or tell my husband, say, you know, I really want to do something like this. And he'd say, well, why don't you do something about it? You know, if God put something in your heart, there's no escape from it. And this one, really, I feel like he nailed it. It's in there. I look forward to it. I try to do it. So I'm really glad that you are waiting and you're here to attend, you know, whenever I come. It's odd. It's 5:30 in the US on the western coast. So I don't know what time it is anywhere, but good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. You're very welcome. I don't want to lose track, so I'll get right back into it. So karma bill me sovereignty ni kiberu kere I parliament karma kiberu ka katro bill en la wo majani. Anita among owaju ni wungeyu lok ma kiwani last supper ni chama ma Yesu chamo ki jone chamme agiki madong Yesu kinero do rune ni kilwoni last supper chamme agiki magugore kachel kun Anita waju ni eni madong gene timo ni don kilwoni last supper manyu tere ni jo me nup dong eni dong ki wachi chumame agiki coffin ge. No. It's like they say the last nail on the coffin is what she was referring to, because they have very, very evil plans leading to the swearing in and planning leading to and after and all of that. So what I'm bringing to you today, take very seriously, share as much as possible, share to the places where it needs to go. I'm also going to get my share of it to where it needs to be. Look, mabi chuwaju tinni, au chualu ka weng, upore kin dano de da, wek dano nge, wek dano guake, wek dano mukene ma winyi marom te mugimo ben gutem te mugimo me joko Johnny enini. I understand the Salim Salehs and the Musevenis have children all over Uganda, all over. That is why some areas where MPs stood for positions, results were announced without actual numbers. I mean, I'm talking locally in the different districts or areas where MPs were running for office. Those are all children of Museveni, Salim Saleh, and their family, where they've recreated or cut out small districts. You will know that those kids, those people who are MPs, have no rooting in this district. So the areas where they were forcefully appointed. In fact, they were appointed, not elected. Awinyi lutino pa Museveni gi kina Salim Saleh gi tie ogoka we Uganda. Anyway, mukene ma kikero MPs mogo, mukene iponi Johnny mago bino guchung MP ni. Per beranyuali me area enu ni. Ka upenyu wiwu neno MP LC5 office eguni weng jo ma okaro kui guberu dano manope dano manually area enu. Pian Museveni gini Salim Saleh gitiki lutiana district o weng. Dok gina gimieta dong gitim ena yeni jo mago karo chalo MP chalo opposition kingongo gini. Johnny anu weng kibi kwanyu gioko, kibi teru gi court, kibi timo by election. Go be careful luteno ge mero dong ka dong gu swearing in ba ka dong gu donyu ma dong ke pa Museveni do chake bill me sovereignty bill gu ai dong gu be tiu ke de dong meneno ni gitia go dano go wen ki yo mo ke kan magien twero ineno, because they had said that with the sovereignty bill they would be able to clear as much as possible. That's why the bill had to pass before Museveni swore in and with the exiting parliament. Bill eniki wachi miero kari mapia parliament manyano chake. Enwero uneno ni miero ginyu kad mapia niano me en swearing in nindwa para bij me do mabiju oh. Enwero ki royo ginni ki roya po karo ki stages ma miero kad kere wego chung matek kita bill mo kana wor kerni chilok mana bi what you tin u sharing adeda. Please share as much as possible. You can break it, you can do whatever you need with it, but get it where it needs to be, because this is vital information. Lok ma enini pera ta adeda au po kin pingweng kito twaro kede neno any kare madong swearing in choke pian Museveni ko berichani luo ni en ka chero ko kololo ka cha ka good Bible ki keto che kom Bible ki swearing engeni tamni gimo bo ai ka mo tu ki gon ne ko nyo ki bino ki mako ki di gal ko no kita ketimo kere gene down chalu Gaddafi gene so tika tamni nen chalu ka no twere en mere swearing in ibin ki computer ki ket en computer ma chal manoti ki gange ki kere computer gino kana ma weka ben tamni mere ki team gine en ki computer we pe bin en ko me kololo pien Janet ko berichani ko me pere chi en tamni down bo pe ya Janet ko dakti kwene we ngo kika chani ka i state house kunu mano ki bikere computer ki ramu temu toy mo ki goma tata beri wai korije mo ma down beru kere sakas no ki keru ki chwe wang Janet ki gimo mano ki tema tata wek gimo bed chokere chalu Janet wek down butami Janet got a poto inano. So one of the challenges of him attempting or coming to the swearing in, he's very fearful and scared that in fact when he does come to Kololo, something might happen like it happened to Gaddafi. They may attack him, he may get hit through the airspaces and all that. And that's why in recent days you have seen a lot of helicopters flying around, you know, just causing a lot of fear among his people in Uganda, in the Kampala area. He's also afraid that if he comes by himself, because Janet is not there, he's worried that people are going to question and say, well, where is Janet? Where is Janet? You know, then they'll begin to believe that she passed away. So he feels like he may need to swear on Zoom, okay? There'll be a big screen in Kololo without Museveni's physical presence. He'll do it from his state house or whatever, in the bedroom or whatever, wherever he can be. And also maybe in the process, they can mechanically make something or person to look like Janet, you know, mold it like they do in movies. They can make any character, you know. They can try to posture somebody like Janet beside him. Or they can use old videos that were recorded of both of them and put a stream, cut and paste, you know, AI and all of that, and have like a Janet figure by him. But he doesn't have Janet to come with to Kololo. So that's one thing he's really fearful of, having Ugandans feel like, you know, she's gone or she's no longer with him. Okay? So, luor ni down wachi Kololo gina Janet onencha don kwano renyo ko. Pianen puti atam ni down tam ni Janet kwa konti kwane. Okay? So, luor buberu tega deda. Awinyi kimero boro dano ki gina dege lwen dege monyi. Ubeberi wiyamuni bir. Kuberi chani do chakote mero. Awinyi la uo beri tun Kampala Kenyu. Karimano en chochoki nena dendo apara bichi dege dobi beri mere di wi yamu Kenyu me ponu kom down po kat ki ot down po kat down po chet po waratata do bed pe boda keken kimete boda bed pe di Kampala boda mo beri kin ping chochok en nena pa dendo apara bichi wen ki bi mako gero ki bi tuyu gero ki timatata wek boda bed pe pian Museveni tamni jo me Uganda ka waigi ala wa chel chi no pago bi no yo gina dongi luoro ena ye jam ko ti me Kampala madana wachi mutaka ki bi paking gwing mano yo pere megin gina donyo ka timatata chigitamni down gamenta butuo madana Uganda konena umako jam I border eastern border western border south border kawengwe border Sudan kacha konene mutaka lori madani chero chungo ka parking o yoli gwing utuju taya we gamenta ni tu dakera benepe o ineno. So they're afraid of traffic jams. They're afraid of border people because they fear of people gathering together to be able to cause or topple the government. You know, it has happened in many places. In Nepal, successfully they did. People in the streets, traffic jam, young youth running all over places, burning the courthouse, burning the parliament, burning the president's house. They were successful in a revolution that changed their government from a dictatorship for many years. Jome Nepal utorgamenta gi kumenu. Kikeru jami yo. Lutino mo en bulu en guriyo I otchik ki wow otchik o gucher gu wow parliament o gucher gu donyo wai kaburu pa president. Ineno. Gumma president uriyo wala bon la teba. Ineno. So gin ramu time. Chigi mieti en mama toka beri yo kone ubale kone ngani. Eni pegi mieti nen ginene kinping. Man gubi nen boda kibi maka ki boda luwa boda ma beri di tauna tatani. Wen ki mieti pego beta wara tata. Museveni gutamni kano gitwero kelu gine tuo chedo unyo tuo makelu maweko down beru lockdown. No gubi temo. Ma food gitika te yele yeraba And in fact, they haven't left the idea. I mentioned the idea of causing diarrhea or some kind of a disease or some condition that will cause quarantine or have people stay at home. If they can generate something like that, they will do it because they don't want people on the streets of Kampala. They don't want people. They're afraid of the jam, the traffic jam idea, because they know that is the ultimate success for a toppled government in Uganda. So that is something they're very fearful for. Okay. So down to Tika area northern western Uganda kacha. There's been a lot of death. Apparently there's a lot of people dying in western Uganda. There's a lot of sacrifices because these people are spiritually evil people. I understand Muhoozi and Museveni, this whole 5-year term swearing in and all of that, they need at least 700 people sacrificed or dead. Ineno Museveni giuberu lujoge de da mana winyi kitika mieto dana moto dana ye mia abero man dana matika toy western Uganda duan ta en pien jo lujoge ne ni gu or ni gu chet gu kel gu nek dana chok mia abero wek Muhoozi ote oto ogene oberi loch unyo Museveni umugam lodge enini ukongda med mwara beach enini. So because they want to continue with the stretch of these 5 years and then eventually Muhoozi for his life, they are trying to get 700 sacrifices, and I will get to the details of that. But for now, that is what they're trying to do. Any deaths that are caused unnecessarily, like the link bus that nobody survived from an accident from the bus the day before yesterday. That is one of the sacrifices. The children. I also heard from a lady yesterday who said that in a part of Eastern, when at the time that this Onyum killed these 4 children, there is another sort of sacrifice that happened in that region, somewhere in Eastern region. If I remember the name, I'll interject it somehow. But they are looking for 700 people dead in Uganda as ritual sacrifices for Muhoozi to take power and Museveni to continue this Chisanja. So kimete dano aliba bero dano mia bero mau mia roto wek Museveni makke enini Muhoozi dako medekeri ya nyim mona jwaga geyo or giba gituri ya jwaga cha weng dano me state house joma lugad makunu dongu olo giba yu John dongu jogi makonye pe shawa weng no giti lokom jok en moteru gi ganga Bobi Wine la nion chama ki magu keru lumonyo ko gwanyo mapol ganga Bobi Wine weng pien gitika tim jok neno no kitimata ta ki roba pa Bobi Wine ko pien Museveni mieti gin mati ko Bobi Wine mama dan market Bobi Wine dan biero ma wode Muhoozi ineno no kichero kitimeta ta kiru wala teba pa Johnny pa Bobi Wine ko o kichero ko kilwaka ikulu ne o kono kichero kiru bane ma Muhoozi uchero burika burne kimiti mama dan market Bobi Wine o dake ko Muhoozi ento ginaruba yobu pe dong tera ni wane wange ukire ineno. So because he wants Muhoozi to have that thing which Bobi Wine has, the love that we have for him, naturally, only because he speaks for us and is for us. They want that to go on to Muhoozi. So the witch doctor has asked for 700 dead Ugandans to give Muhoozi the evil powers to exist in Uganda as a president and continue with the presidency like his father. Okay? So, on the count, 700. So far, there's been the Onyum's case. There's been several kids on the eastern part of Uganda. And then there was a bus, the Link bus recently. That's something that happened also. It is linked to this. But there's also going to be several bus crashes. I mean, out of nowhere, there will be additional fuel. It won't just be an accident. They will light things up so that you will have you won't even recognize who your person is. Okay, that is how badly they want this sacrifice. And I still haven't gotten to the security alerts of today. I'm going through yesterday's because I couldn't come back in in English yesterday. Okay, you all heard Maiga coming to speak about having the the political prisoners released. I understand Museveni is trying to give Buganda a soft blow to make them feel like, oh, Museveni now cares, or Buganda now cares about the youth that are being abducted day and night. So he came out to speak, but he was given the script by the Muhozis, the Musevenis, to come and speak about the political prisoners in prison. Gina katikiro uberiwai lawang ruot lawang kabaka me Buganda kilwoni katikiro nye maega en tien lawo maja katikilok ni jo makimako ni nono jo Bobby Wine gini o miera ki weki dongo go gene miera ki gongi ki babuch mano kara no Museveni gia yo or ni gubin gu loko meno pien Museveni wachi gini pegu ngam dogi ilokom lutino pa maaki Buganda makimako gi juin ingeni lutino makimako gi Buganda karo million abichoko maki maki nega mau ruenya maki wano maki kitimatata duata maki mako gi jui wakubedi chawa ni put ki mako jo mati National Unity Platform mati area pole Buganda angeni tung malu kuja bana kitimo, but most of the youth that are abducted are from Buganda. But Museveni mentioned never, Buganda should never come out with a comment on that. So when you see Maiga coming out, it's because they've instructed him to come out and speak about those youth that have been incarcerated for no reason. Okay. The land in Mengo, all of it has been sold to Eritreans and Somalians. In the meeting last week when Maiga was there with the Salim Salehs, they discussed how to weaken Buganda. And so the best way that they've thought about doing this is to make sure Buganda owns none of its land. Okay? And Maiga has already done that. All of the land in Buganda has been sold to foreigners, Eritreans for now, and Somalians. They have agreed to silently use foreigners, okay, in those areas because they want to make sure that when it's time for them to transition the land back into their name, it is easy because it will no longer be about Buganda. It'll be between a foreigner and themselves. Okay? So those Eritreans and Somalians will hold on to those properties when they build on those land. They will hold on to them until these people are ready, when the Musevenis or the Muhozis are ready to transition those assets back into their names. Buganda ngome Buganda pole donke charo ko weng. Gicharo ko bod jo Somalia ki jo me Eritrea. Ingeni Buganda tiki ngom madira deda. Actually mauberi areas makilwoni actually quarter tung nakawa kacha. Anadon tung nakawa kono. Ngom madano beri ye pole no beru ngom pa gine. Oberu ngom pa kabaga. Kabaga pa me Buganda. Kabaga po ngom ene wekdano beri ye. Ento ngomene dong no pay ter matwal mer me wek dano beri jo ma kitung northern kacha ma obino beru Kampala ukwano Kampala kingongongi Buganda jolo wa ma mini wa kabero ni nero we chingome ene piani ngi ku berchani Museveni boy wi kabaga peromu wa iluwie peromu wa lok gimoma no Museveni gipo ye ni uloke ineno ku berchani lo teno Buganda tumoko kito kichere mabuch kingongo gini peye ni guloke kom jami matika time kom lutiano ge en wa Buganda lingi tiki karaman Maiga maka mober la wanka bagani o charo ngomoko lip weng bod gene Somalia jomai Somalia ki Eritrea ena gicharo bod gini wa gu mak mere igi gu boti mak ne igi pian diri maja ka dong Muhozi gi do donyi ba ngome ne dong gu be loko wa ki asset ki je magu jono keriye ni weng dongi lako doko meggi kubeli chani mer futki miti joani ayo makmo mene. Okay? Buganda, you need to wake up. If not, you are going to remain visitors or guests on your land. Eni nikiwachi, eni bedakpe Buganda kekenba. Buganda, actually, Uganda, jo keme gine weng. Kitika wachi, mane ni lok maaki, eni odgi kunu, tie dano madong pe mero jonia. Inem jo gwago gi jo aberuket gi jo ma gi ora tata jo ma gitima tata ni we. Down do o logo ki joni. Madong gin bene kira mo kendo gi mira loga. Ene we ko loke ni kata kumane. Man gite wai u yabu wangu ba jo Uganda. Au yabu wangu unero. Tie ministers ki jo mo ko matiu bod gi ento joni do o logo ki joni. Meeting more minister aki eli pap tuki chwa loko bod wai neno we. So gitika wachi u yabu wangu Buganda. Open your eyes. If not, you're going to be visitors. Kapebe beru wele iganwu, ingomu, igangwu. So au yabu wangu ugene uketek unene Johnny Paul mayungomu. Just put your eyes, wake up and make sure these people do not take everything away from you because that is what they're doing. Okay? All right. So, I'm going to move on to the security alerts that need to go out today. Okay? Abichero donka lokom security alert monini mapiera tek tutwale. Okay? Obachaka kikany. Okay, starting here. All people who are in the diaspora who are doing demonstrations, please, let's focus on the ICC headquarters, exposing the sovereignty bill, and Museveni and the DR forms continuing to be requested. Please focus on the ICC. Also focus on Washington, D.C. because Washington, D.C. is where they're most afraid of. Inano. Joma timo demonstration. Auke tek I area me ICC. Inano. Kama ICCT yani. Can you ke tek adida uneni kat dore tie kichet ki dore inyim ICC ki bene I Washington DC kama ngo President me America beriye neno piano awinyi meeting mago beriye la woni go wachini kunu dong luor ti ye matek pian pegging ngo ma Trump giti katamne pian report ma aki bot Amnesty International o wajuni kiket wang matek Uganda piloko Museveni kijema Museveni tika temone Uganda ineno kipenyu bena ni jo ma orwen lutien moni ma guwana deda unyo jomi moti me ikar me election ndwa par bij me do ma cheli report me jeme on tikwane. Where is the report? So the reason why in this meeting they discuss a lot of fear for Washington and the ICC is because we continuously feed the ICC with information. We continuously feed Washington DC with information. We have flooded them with all manner of information about what is going on in Uganda. And the other thing also, the Amnesty International report asked about what accountability Museveni has for the events of the January 15th 2026 general election in Uganda. So he's very fearful. They are very scared about what can come out of Washington any minute. This is why Museveni does not want to swear in physically. He wants to swear in via Zoom because he believes something or somebody, President Trump, I hope he does, can just come on down and take him down. So he's fearful of that. And so when we demonstrate in the diaspora, let us focus on the ICC. Let us focus on Washington, D.C. This is inside information that will help us transition this government and get it out of this place where it is right now. So let us focus demonstrations in the ICC area. Let us continue sharing information. My report today goes straight to the ICC and to State Department because of the intensity of the security alerts, okay? So they are also planning to make this term diverted, okay? They are trying to target and kill all National Unity Platform MPs. Awachunene gien magimete gitim kumbedi chawani katam enini gukaro ma swearing inu timme gimete MPs weng ma beru nup mier ginek giogo. Ineno? Mier ginek MPs magukare inye ite nup gin weng joma chalo leader of opposition Joel Senyo nyigi joma titungang kunu jo weng mati in National Unity Platform plan tieni o mier ginek giogo kache gutimu ginegi swearing in. Gina Wakonyo Ugandans NIA Jo Maukaro under Noop Paul Cherry swearing in. This I'm going to speak in English also. Anybody who is a member of Parliament of Noop who got elected legitimately, please do not go to the swearing in ceremony. Do not swear yourselves in. A few reasons why. If you go and swear yourselves in, you become a target for getting eliminated. You will have given up the struggle. You will still get tied up in courts because they want to make sure you people do not stay members of Parliament. You will risk being at that event and picking something that will end your life just like they planned. The easier way they can do it, microphones or whatever, is the only way they're going to apply this. So do not, National Unity Platform members of Parliament, if you want to live and you want to sustain your position, do not give Museveni legitimacy. If you go and swear in as party in the opposition, you are giving him legitimacy. You are saying he won. You are saying your struggle has not been worth anything. Basically, that this struggle is meaningless. Basically, that we can stop here now because you have gotten what you want and Museveni is your president. So swearing in means you're saying Museveni is your president and that Museveni won the election fairly and squarely and that you know that you saw the DR forms, therefore you certify, you're putting your signature that Museveni truly did win the election. This swearing in ceremony does not make you or make you qualified or bona fide as a member of Parliament before the eyes of the Musevenis. They want you eliminated. So Dano Mati Nu Mobero MP Maukarukui. Paul Cherochich swearing in kuno wachini wundo beru MPs. Pienka wachi wundo beru MPs. Man you know utika yeni Museveni ukarukui. Utiba naka yeni struggle eni wunka no utika tuka. Utika yeni gina Museveni utimu plan ye me dekera nyim kado eno tiro swearing in chalu nek wuno wenge. Utika ye gina yani. Ginu kene be no do poko kwa uo pien poison ma boberu kuja limit na boberu pe kibi poko poison chalo yam madanu yueyo. You know, poison will be like oxygen on scene at that place and they don't care. They know how to make sure everybody gets a dose that they like. Gin ngiu yomen kuberi chando Museveni popi childan li tappa kimu dogoli chachi papa. No. Kineko dano donke yat eni kiromu kerne microphone. Yata eni kirama mini gina mara. Yata eni danu mken ruki wagi. Yata eni jo mken kikeri wikom. Pian kunyoni kibi wachi kompa ngarumani en. Ini cheri beri komi no dos do ramago. Iya kunu don cheri toto ni gangwu. So, there are many ways that they will use this poison that they have. They can put it on the chair since you have assigned seating. They can put it on the microphone since it's going to be the same microphone, the same judge, or the same I don't know if Biabakama will be there. There is a debate that Biabakama may not be there because Biabakama also fears for his life. He doesn't like what is happening, but he's forced to seem like it doesn't exist. Biabakama doesn't say yay or nay because he's in a place where he can't. He can't. So it is likely Biabakama will not be there on the swearing-in ceremony, and his assistant might be the one to do the job. A lot of fear. A lot of fear. Yes, Miriam, I saw Mama Kampala is back in town. It is even hard to speak about how she has done things. But at some point, we reap what we sow. So I'll just leave it at that. Okay? As for Shamim Malende, we all reap what we sowed. I don't know what our circumstances are, so I'll leave that at that, okay? So let me focus on what I'm going to do here today. So they've also prepared to remove all MPs. Like I said, they have their children in every district that was cut and recreated. All of those have their children and relatives. Salim Saleh has children in almost every district and tribe. Muhozi, similar. And so is Museveni. In fact, there is a lady called, biological daughter of Museveni is called Mutasingwa. She's an MP who replaced Judith Babirye. She was not born in the constituency where she ran or was appointed or made member of parliament. That area is called Buikwe. That woman, Mutasingwa, is Museveni's biological child. Okay? They made sure she won, just like they're now going to do when they're going to replace all new members of parliament through by-election, because they will seem legitimate. You see, because when Museveni, let's say if these people go and swear in, the new people, and Museveni successfully swears in, what that means is that Museveni is legitimately the president, and that the sovereignty bill is now in full ride action, and that the members of parliament who agreed and swore in as their opposition or whatever members of parliament are now agreeing, okay? The members of parliament are agreeing that Museveni is a legitimate president. Therefore, whatever Museveni does, because they've given up their power, is acceptable. I have so much light, it's weird. Okay, so Jome noob kao chero mau ye ni will be swearing in ma Museveni where Museveni ugena udago members of ugena udago president. Gien mano dong wunu ye ena ni bill makiloni sovereignty bill le dong mier dong getemi kom wu kita dong en ye miero ineno dok bene kache dong en dong kar na oromo me en gwetu bwoko piano bu gweru jome nupo wo bo kwanyu gyo weng obo kwanyu member MPs panupo wen bu loju ki luteno ne latina chel pa Museveni mati example tie ka makiloni bu ikwe oberu district ma yang dago makiloni Judith Babirye ma weru we gospel adadani ya oberu MP ka kenyo anu ne mani kar en magitim election ne dago enini bene pe anywali makenyo ba ento kitaki waini o choma ni o kwanyu kika money latina money okay man give me the luteno go bet MPs o kaweng. They want MPs, their family and children in every district or area or region. That is the goal. That is what they want to achieve. All their kids to be representatives everywhere. And maybe that's why they had hundreds of them. Okay? My goodness. I'm trying to get the sun out of my face, but okay. All right. So moving on. Okay, so that's Buikwe. 70% of the incoming parliament is Museveni's family. 70%. Percent Pierre Bero. Majo manyen matika donyi parliament ni weng wari ki lurem pa Museveni gi. Weng wari pa Museveni gi. Inke go. 70% of the incoming parliament are relatives or children of Museveni and Salim Saleh. Their family, 70% of the current or the incoming parliament is the relatives of Museveni's family. Imagine how much that is affecting just the regular Ugandan. How do you succeed and when? When? There's no possibility. Okay? If you let this happen, you're giving away that power. You're giving it to them to do what they're trying to do. Okay? If you want to prove it, look around you and see the members of parliament of your region and see if they truly grew up in that area where they came or where they serve. And they were declared from LC5 all the way to member of parliament. All of those are the relatives of those people, not legitimate Ugandans who sought for votes and got elected. No. Joma gugene percentage pera bero kolo uberloteno pa Museveni gi ina Salim Saleh. Wadi gi kiloteno gi. Dano percent Pierre Bear Mati MP Magubu in Parliament Manyani. In low Uganda long, Lieutenant Pajani. Okay? Kape ye in Kengi Jo Maukaro area unen ka Johnny and Kinwalagi Kuno. We know ni Johnny and Kikelu kama pat chikichibugia chiba. Doc Bene, Queenie, Kimini, Kikwalaqui, Kimini, Queenie, get a lawyer qui. Kuno dako. Okay? So moving on to the intents. This one, tweet, share, break it up, do whatever you need to do. I'm now going to go down the list of the security alerts from today. Kama yani dong security alert manyen matine. Tineno. Abi kwano gigi kore. Pokita yu mero kay mero gene timene nuchu. Inay do ingeyo. Yomoga can wu sharing loka enini adeda. Okay? Hold on just a minute. Let me park a different way. Koku kong manakwa. Chenge dong ti wa ye. Let me try to get to a different location here. There we go. All right, awesome. Okay. So this part that I'm getting into, I almost want to do a different video, but let's not. Part any mada donye any don't lock ma pere tek loyo ma miero pore who sharing kito twaro kede neno man lock ma lovo kom ma doke kom kache Johnny go swearing in ma Museveni do swearing in ngo ma go betimo plan magiti kede maki choy plan ma do ma raja dida. Okay, so these are terrible plans that they have for Ugandans if they swear in, including National Unity Platform, Bobby Wine, His Excellency Chagulanyi Sentamu, indigenous Ugandans, and on and on and on. Okay, first thing, as I mentioned earlier, they want to destroy, obliterate NUP. National Unity Platform will not exist henceforth. Go watching pati makiloni nupe. Pedo boberu tie ilobo Uganda. Karini ngo. Teki dongeni mago gini. Okay? So, new party headquarters to be sealed off by police SFC deployment and any other political party. So, headquarter pa NUP go be mayo or weng go be boyo or ki mon ki SFC ka weng. Ento gimete dong gine po be chalo NUP ke kenba. So, kibiti me chalo be na gitika keto and security elne kamu kene chale party mu kene headquarter chalo FDC gene. Wunu ngeni FDC pa dawe. FDC pa besi jeni oberu gena yang mera gutte matata geni besi jegi wek and Museveni nene YT democracy. Inano. So they are going to seal off National Unity Platform headquarters in Kampala and maybe other branches too, to make sure that they don't have access to and from. All of the executive arms of NUP will not have access to there. Obviously, then nobody else. So just like they did to Bobby Wine's home, they are going to seal off National Unity Platform headquarters. So they don't want this to look like an attack on NUP only. So they're going to also attempt to do this with the Oboy Amuriat, whatever that name is, Amuriat. Yes, Oboy's office. Some FDC offices are going to be, they're going to have 1 or 2 SFC people just go and walk around, but they will have tight security at the National Unity Platform offices because 2 things. As I told you, these people are evil and always are using witchcraft. They want to go into the offices, Muhozi and the father, to go and perform witchcraft activities. The other thing is they want to make sure there's no traffic in Kampala in those areas. As you know, the office is right dead center in Kamocha. So they want to make sure that Kamocha, or that area of National Unity Platform headquarters, is free of traffic at all, so that Muhozi and Museveni can go and perform their rituals. I don't know if they want to sit in Bobby Wine's chair. They want to use his computer. They are dying to have what Bobby Wine has, the love that Bobby Wine has from us. They want it to automatically go on to Muhozi, but they don't know that people how you treat people is what they remember the most. And we have suffered under this government, that it is time to just seek change by all means, okay? So they're trying, that's the reason, two reasons they're trying to do that is so that Museveni swears in without any traffic in Kampala, and also so that they can stifle traffic into National Unity Platform offices. And the other thing is such that they can go and perform their evil rituals in the office of His Excellency Chagulanyi Sentamu, obviously, and the deputies and all that, okay? All city centers to be sealed off by heavy deployments of the military. As I mentioned, that Museveni still debates swearing in on Zoom or appearing physically. So these guys, his team, the SFCs, have promised him safety and security, which means they're now going to do everything possible to try to make it seem secure for him to come and have the guts to come out and swear in at Kololo. Okay? So because of that reason, they're trying to depopulate the city, Kampala, and also try to keep Ugandans away from the streets, especially National Unity Platform, because they know that we are hungry for change and, you know, we could do anything. The other thing I forgot to mention is that the military and police the military of Uganda are not going to be actively around and available in the streets of Kampala around the time he swears in. He has militia from outside countries because they don't trust Ugandans. He believes that the hearts of Ugandans of the military of Uganda is with Ugandans, and they also want change. The military of Uganda wants change. So they're going to keep them in the barracks, lock up all of the armory so that they don't have access to any of that. Because they know if Ugandans are on the street and the military are on the street and they have the ammunition, they could overthrow his government on that day. Okay? Next thing. So, before I forget, gina law office panupo giket lumony SFC ki lumony mukana ni pien gimeti Museveni gene ubode gimeti gichet gitim jock office pod Bobby Wine kacha pien jui kamuke ken ma Bobby Wine ti gimeti gitim jock wek gikwany ma mati kom Bobby Wine yoko kimi ki wode ma muhozi madan pe merone neno gino ken ma bene gimeti gitika luora dada ni Ugandans kache dano mago kachwin dano gena udago tega dada gira mo kwanyu gamente giro man wa bore peke mere yo geno wa ke meta ki bo office pa National Unity Platform ko kilo monyi ena ye work jo me National Unity Platform pego bet ka wore office ko aki office giber ka war tata ginene dong peke mere lo peke mere war tata pian gi ngeni dano romlo ko tamgi ke tor gamente dakira di keken neno. All city centers to be sealed off by heavy deployment of military. Kampala wen kuberichani ubinero lumony madua deda. Kuberichani lumony maaki Uganda, nyoli me Uganda. Peki yegi in mechero, ene idigena is swearing in ndwa para bich pego bichero. Lumony ma buberi di Kampala kapono komdane buberi lumony maaki Central Africa, unyo Tanzania, unyo Kenya, ilo mapat. Pian gen pegan lumon Uganda. Pian gingeni twin lumon Uganda twin bot jo Uganda dok pen again mera loka. Man go be very barracks kaneno kacha. No we mudugo wenke lor wiego. Lumon ma aki Uganda peke bi yegi me kati me bine di Kampala kenyu. Guke lumon ge Rwanda bo oli wak. Maka wen Kampala wen kuberi chaka neno eni adi eni. No wen ki boyo ki monge ken. All of Kampala will be heavily militarized. As you saw the other day when they went to one of the arcades to arrest youth over something to do with cell phone loss or whatever the case might be. You saw the military. It's unnecessary to have military go over investigating 4 cell phones. They arrest 100 people over 4 cell phones that they said were gone missing. Kiwai chima ngwen kikwalo kikono muta ikafero kacha arcade Kampala kacha ento ki mako lutiano bulu chok mi achel pong lori pa police kenen giti ka miete ki kwany lutiano ma youth Piani neno, joma tika toro kamenta I wilobo kunyoni. Chalo Madagascar, lutiano mateno. Nepal, lutiano matero. Bulu, ineno. So, giluoro bulu da. Eno well, gimete to National Unity Platform, or piano beru bulu keken. Dok bulu mati di Kampala and ghetto youth, and wank tika mako kimako mia di. Niana chel. No kikero. Gimo mer manok niko lugu kwalo chimangwen. Down me a chel kwalo chimangwen nining. No chaka nining. Ineno. So gimete gimak Johnny gidil giyoko mabuji. Wek ikara no Museveni cut ni bino ka swearing in. No Kampala donkey and ki Johnny keken. So mono weng luor undo neno teko wokenywe. Do you see the power of the people there? There is a lot of strength, and that's why they fear you, because they know that if Ugandans decide at once that this is it, Museveni will end up like Gaddafi, in a trench somehow. So get the strength, somehow find it, get it in there, and let's do this thing. Everything that they're doing is because they're fearful. They fear the power of the people of Uganda. Johnny Luoru tego pa jo annually me Uganda. Makadan wagi ako la wangchel we. Johnny Peboro. Wangcha chel no Uganda lakaka. Gamento pa jo mo kena ma loke chalo Nepal gini. Pepe no buru ni na chel. Lutino chwenyu jami ko weng. President o mako ngwech. Wai lobo mo kene. Cherki bere. Ineno. Aloga paying to Mexico kan. Aloga megamento to make dakira. Dano a malu buwai dog gang tin pe wanga John you. Gute mo meno. Gen wan por di ba. Gen wan oi de guri. Lori madon. Kichubutaya. Mutakamatino kichubutaya. Peti wot dog tunkan peti dog kacha. Jocha o makongwech. Pienka dong no pion lora kumeno manyutini. Jomu kena ndong tika binigi. Gipeki yo mengwech, gipeki yo me gimonke ken. So Ugandans wake up. They know for a fact that the wave of change has been because of youth. In Nepal, in Madagascar, in Mexico, it is because the youth took to the streets. They were fed up, they were done, and the deal was done. So that is why they are fearful about having youth on the streets. That is why on that day, it'll seem like a day that we lost somebody. There'll be nobody on the streets except them. Just a few of them. Okay? And they'll go and swear in and go home. They won't last long to celebrate. No. Even if they will fund celebrations all over the nation, at least they won't be in Kampala. Okay? Next thing. All politicians whom they fear to lead people to rise, especially National Unity Platform party members, are to be sealed off from their homes, not to move out. So, National Unity Platform leaders who command a lot of attention. Imagine when Bobby Wine came into town, everyone left what they were doing and followed him. So, because because there's going to be celebrations, usually with a swearing in, everybody comes with their team. They have celebrations, they have a party. To avoid all of that, they are going to seal off family members and people of National Unity Platform leadership who are supposed to be heading out to swear. So if somebody is going to swear in, he'll go alone. Joel Senyonyi could go by himself if he did. Any other member of parliament will go by himself. All their homes will be sealed. There will be no party. There'll be no celebration. There'll be no such thing as people on the streets saying, oh, our person won, Mama Kampala and all of that. That will not be happening. All this is because they are fearful of the power of the people. Okay? So they will seal them off. People like Joel Senyonyi, Louis Rubongoya, Mama Lina Zedriga from, or Nup Mbale leader, which is Nambeshi. Okay? So Nambeshi, Joel Senyonyi, Louis Rubongoya, will be sealed off in their homes and not allowed to move around. Okay? So the reason the thing that's causing them a lot of stress also is the fear that we're asking for DR forms constantly. We want legitimate reason why Byabakama said that those people, that Museveni won. We need proof that Museveni actually did win the election, because so far he did not. And that is starting to bite them in the rear, because they know that they did not win the election. So guwachi gube mako jome nup moguma ludir madon chalu Joel Senyo nyigi Louis Rubongoya gi Lina Zedriga Nambeshi gi ludir men National Unity Platform gube boyo gi oigangi no kichwalo lumon mabo charo gwako gi gwaka gang peke bi ye gube karo bene celebration mabo beru pe ni kon ni ukaro kui kon ni utim swearing in madano ki bino ki teru gang ki beru ki gorani peke bi ye menno bene peke bi ye ni go worata tapien kwa go woro jui dano woro ko gi nyo dano yigi yom ne arkere bobi wan yanko udonyo kamoni wajoti lwako lutien no weko lutien pi nyo reyo ke latien mano latien komedia PN, Pima, P power, people power, Pimaro ngate eno malatela eno ne. So, any number D, that's number 4. Again, another thing that they want to do is that in every region, they want 7 buses of staged accidents. 7, hold on, let me read this well. So, all regions of Uganda, okay, like north, east, west, south, and central, they want in each region 7 bus accidents where the people will die. This is part of the sacrifice. Guwachi gimeti dano baja dano pong baja bero o miera guta in region mapatpat. Keketi northern Uganda baja bero, eastern baja bero, Western down baja bero. My bad accident in Gina yobo no bo yobo. Menano ni down to mogoy accident. Inano. Wek gito oli weng. Wek ngo jok pa Museveni gini o madremu pi dano mia bero. Gimiro to dano mia bero ma pia Museveni o chero chi swearing in. Before the swearing in ceremony, he wants 700 Ugandans dead. That is what his witch doctors asked him for. So those bus accidents are going to be staged. 7 in each region. I'm talking northern, central, eastern, south. All those regions, 7 organized, staged bus crashes. I'm talking burned to ashes. Irrecognizably burned. Okay, so in that comment, yes, Joanne, in that comment where Anita Among said this is the Last Supper during the passing of the sovereignty bill, Anita Among said that that meeting was Joel Senyonyi and the New People's Last Supper, meaning that after that it is death and nothing else. When Jesus had his Last Supper, the next day he was dead. So that is because of the preemptive knowledge of what the Musevenis are going to do. She said something like that. She said it was the Last Supper. And when Joel said, what do you mean by that? She did not repeat it. It was a word that meant way more than face value of what it means. Not a meal, but the idea of what happened to Jesus in the Bible. When he had his Last Supper, he did not live the next day. These people know what the plans are and what's going to be done and when. So they've had huge celebrations over passing the sovereignty bill. In fact, every Ugandan who did register for Ndagabuntu while living abroad, kiss your property, land,